All right, question 5. Heather sees a piece of fabric at the store that is 4.5 feet long. She only needs 3/4 of this length. What is the length of the fabric that Heather needs? So we've been doing a lot of proportions and scale and similarity, and then we even looked at transformations. But this question is actually thrown in as basically an operations with fractions. Like, you're probably multiplying or dividing, maybe adding or subtracting, probably not. But real quick, Heather sees at the fabric store she's got it's 4.5, a piece of fabric that's 4.5 feet long, and she only needs 3/4 of that. So she only wants 3/4. So basically, you're figuring out what 3/4 of 4.5 is. Well, how do you do that? A lot of students ask me during the test, what are we doing here? And I think we overcomplicated this. You're basically multiplying. If you need to find out a fraction of a number, you're always multiplying. Okay, so you multiply by 3/4, okay? Now there are a couple different approaches here. We can leave these at fractions, which I will do, and we can solve. Additionally, you could have converted these are benchmark fractions, to decimals, and you could have gotten your answer that way. If you do that real quick, 4.5 the same as 4.5, or 4.50 if you wanted to put 4.50, but I'm going to put 4.5. And then 3/4 is the same as 0.75. I'm just going to put 0.75, okay? Now, you can multiply this out. I'll do that real quick. Move your decimal out 2 places there. Move your decimal out 1 place there. Looks like we're going to have to come back 3 places. Let's multiply. 5 times 5 is 25. I'll try to fit it on the page. Put a 5, carry the 2. 5 times 4 there is 20, plus 2 is 22. Write it in neatly. Now remember, when you're done multiplying, you got to scratch out that number and you got to drop a 0. All right, cool. I'm going to wipe out this 2. Back to blue. 7 times 5, well, that's 35. I put a 5. I carry a 3. 7 times 4, that's 28, plus 3, 29, 30, 31. Oh, I knew I was going to get off the page here. All right, so hopefully you can kind of see that. I apologize for not creating more space. But when you add these up, 5 and 0 is 5, 5 and 2 is 7, 2 and 1 is 3, and then I just have, I don't know if it's going to let me write in that corner. It's not going to, so let me write that down. It was 5, it was 7, 2 and 1 there is 3, and then we had just a 3 hanging out. How many places do we need to come back? We need to come back 3. So it looks like 3.375. Of course, your answers are in fractions. So that's why it's probably best to keep it in fractions, but you know it's not going to be this 4 one because it's 3.375, and it's not going to be this 5 one, all right? I'll talk about this in a second. Let's do the fraction conversion real quick. That's why I left some space. So if you're going to multiply 4.5 times 3/4, first convert this to an improper fraction, all right? You're going to multiply 2 times 4, which is 8, and then you're going to add the numerator, which is 9. So we're going to say, hey, 9 halves times 3/4. And again, trying to make the best of the space here. All right, cool. Let's multiply. 9 times 3. That's something like, what, 27? Yeah, 27. All right, draw the line. 2 times 4 across here is 8. All right, you're going to get a weird number, but we can bring this down to a mixed number. How many times does 8 go into 27? Well, 8 times 3 is 24. And what's the difference? What's 27 minus 24? Well, if you said 3, you're right. And then if you keep the denominator the same, it's 3 and 3/8, which is choice B, which is the answer, which in decimal form is the same as 3.375. So those will both check out. Again, just multiplying fractions here, and something we'll continue to work on through the year.